Hi all. So today we will discuss about ASP.NET MVC introduction. So what is MVC and what is the MVC history in the .NET and what is the architecture of MVC kind of thing. So before I get into this MVC introduction and history, I just wanted to have some few words on this MVC. So ASP.NET MVC is an open source framework software for Microsoft.NET. Its web development framework combines the features of MVC. That means model view controller. So it is not a replacement of ASP.NET. First, I just wanted to tell you the first point. It's not a replacement of ASP.NET. It is an open source software from Microsoft to develop web applications. So it combines the features of MVC components, model view controller, with most up-to-date ideas and features. So I can say this is not any replacement of ASP.NET application, which we are currently using for developing in websites using in .NET. It's a kind of new project type provided in the .NET software. So we can develop websites using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also .NET languages. So we have already .NET languages, VB.NET, C#.NET, JSharp.NET, VC++.NET. So we can use any language to develop websites with the MVC architecture. So simple, I can say, is a boost up for the developers to develop web application with new ideas up to date. It's not a replacement of ASP.NET. Once again, I'm saying this is a separation of concerns, like a decoupling of the requirement. So it decouples the requirement. Like business layer and UI aspects and database aspects. Simply we can say business layer is nothing but is controller and UI is view and this is mode. So this way this is decoupling the requirement giving to the deployment. So thing is, every individual user can concentrate on these three areas without dependency. This is the thing which we have in the MVC architecture. So if you have a familiar knowledge with C# or VB.NET, you can easily get into this to start developing websites using MVC. Okay. If you look at the history of this MVC, it starts from MVC 1.0, which was 2008, with the .NET Framework 3.5 at 2009 year. Starts MVC 1.0 started with MVC 1.0 with VS 2008 in 2009. In this version, it has given basic architecture with the web form engine, routing and HTML helpers and Ajax helpers and some of the auto binding concepts it has given. So ASP.NET MVC ASP.NET MVC architecture web form engine it has given, and routing it has given, and HTML helpers it has given. So this is the starting version released by Microsoft.NET in 2009 year, and after the 1 year again they released 2.0 with the same 2008 framework, that is 3.5 framework, and 2010 year. So in this they have concentrated on asynchronous controllers and HTML helper methods with the lambda expressions. So HTML helpers classes with lambda expressions and data annotation attributes and client-side validations and custom templates. So these are the features given in this version 2.0. And after that, in 2013, so 11, they have released MVC 3.0. It has released in 2011. So it has again the features like Razor View Engine it has given. If you look at 1.0 and 2.0, they have given web form engine, and 3.0 onwards they have provided Razor engine integration. Also filters, global filters and remote validations, and ViewBank also they have provided. Global filters they have provided, and another thing is dependency resolver for LOC. So after this, they have provided 4.0 version in 2012 with 2010's Visual Studio, 2012. So in this version, they have concentrated on mobile project template and bundling and modification support to Windows Azure SDK. So this is a major version they have released for mobile application template. And bundling and minification features. So these are the the topics they are provided in this MVC 4.0 to help it out in the performance aspects. So now after this MVC 4.0, they have released 5.0 as well. This is again the Visual Studio 2012 and 2013 it seems. So it has filters like authentication filters, and bootstrap support, and also it has provided identity, ASP.NET identity. So right now the current version we are having is 5.2 with Visual Studio 2013. It has been released in 2014 with attribute based routing, and bug fixes to the minor feature upgrades. It has attribute routing and bug fixes. So this is the history of MVC basically. It starts from MVC 1.0 to MVC 5.2, and the release start from 2009 to 2014. So it has different kind of features that are provided when you look at the version by version. So now, what is basically the flow and the architecture we have in ASP.NET MVC? So if you look at the diagram, this is the diagram, MVC diagram. If you look at here, the diagram clearly explains you. So what is MVC architecture basically? So as I told you, this MVC combines the business logics and database operations and user representation, the user UI aspects into a single component called this MVC. So this is my model, and this is my view, and this is my controller. So generally users starts from giving inputs from the controllers. So when they start giving inputs to your MVC application, it receives the controller first, and then it contacts the model if required. So to do some DB relevant operations, otherwise it will directly goes to UI and shows the response to the end user. So if required, it goes to model, and again it goes to database or some Excel or some flat file somewhere. If you have any logic needs to be executed, it will validate all these things in the database model logics here, and comes to again this part view and shows you the response here. So the model information will be passed to this view again in this case. So the link between this model view controller is when client sends a request or passes some request, it first executes the controllers, and controllers will contact the model required, otherwise it will directly goes to view and shows you the response. This is the architecture they have given in the MVC architecture. Okay, so this clears the architecture and history of MVC, and we'll see next topic in the next session. Thank you.